She's on Twitter at Amie_Just. Great follow for this basketball season. Making her debut here on Off the Bench this morning. Amie, good morning. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. LSU moves to 15-3 last night and 5-0 in conference play. Everybody talking about Will Wade's post-game press conference after the 10-point victory. What'd you make of the coach?
His attention to detail is like no one else I've ever seen. LSU could win by 50, and there's still something he could be frustrated with. So I'm not surprised. That's just Will.
When you see him reacting like he is now, do you get a sense that he's getting more comfortable with his team, though?
Yeah, I do. I think that winning cures all ill.
Sure.
If they would have lost that game, I don't know what he would have
Yeah, he might have
done.
gone off the handle.
And that's happened before. Even after wins, as like last night, like last year after the Louisiana Lafayette game, like it's just his attention to detail is very astute.
Yes. The most impressive stat for me last night after watching the Tigers play throughout the season is that they only committed 8 turnovers. A lot of that because of the play of Tremont Waters in 32 minutes, 26 points, no turnovers, 4 assists and 4 steals. What'd you make of the sophomore's performance last night?
I thought it was the best game that I've seen from him. Now, granted, I wasn't here last year, so I don't have that frame of mind, but he'd never had a game with 0 turnovers before. And I don't remember who asked him about it. I think maybe Cody Worsham asked him about, not having any turnovers. He just kind of blushed and was like, yeah, we're playing our game. And, that's what he's doing. 26 points was his season high, and he's starting to peak. And peak may not be the right word, but he's starting to get where he needs to be, and he's going to be fun to watch here in the next part of the season for sure.
Speaking of fun to watch, Marlon Taylor is the number 1 play on SportsCenter's top 10 this morning for the alley-oop that Tremont threw him, that he grabbed at his ankles and finished above his head. He may have been the top 2 plays on SportsCenter if he finished that last layup that Tremont tried to throw him off the back of the glass. Taylor, an unconventional night for him last night, only 6 points, but he has impacted the game so much since he's been inserted into the starting lineup. That was 8 games ago. They're on an 8-game winning streak. How does that correlate?
His energy and the things that he can do just translates well beyond the stat line. Like the acrobatic dunks that he has, he's good for at least 1 a game.
For sure.
And we knew that he was going to be on the top of SportsCenter, sometime soon. I'm not shocked that it happened today. That dunk was incredible. The things that he can do are sometimes I get lost for words, and I just sit there and watch in amazement because Will calls him an athlete who plays basketball, but he's trying to get him a basketball player who's an athlete. And I think that's a really good way to put it. Things are starting to click for him. Sure, last night wasn't his most productive night, but he still brought the energy and had the top play in basketball yesterday, so that's not too shabby.
All sports on campus, I think that Marlon Taylor could be like top 3 athletes on the entire campus. When you talk about football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, I mean, all of them put into one collection. Marlon Taylor may be the top overall pick as athleticism goes. All right, next 4 out of 5 away from home. They've won 18 straight inside the Maravich Center. They start with Missouri on Saturday, then they play Texas A&M next week. What do you make of the conference before I ask you about their road challenges? What do you make of the SEC as a whole up to this point?
This is the best we've seen the SEC in a while. There were 6 teams ranked this week, and according to the commissioner, there haven't been 6 teams ranked in any given week since 2003. So it's been a while. And even the teams that don't have a win, I mean, Vanderbilt is 0 in conference play, and they forced Tennessee to overtime last night. So if that's the bottom of the league, this league race could be really interesting, and no win is a given by any means. Ole Miss was predicted to be terrible in the league this year, and they're ranked after beating several good teams. It's just, I'm interested to see how the year shapes up because it is nothing like we expected it, that's for sure.
What's the challenge for Saturday at Missouri?
Missouri is always a good team, and they're coming off a pretty not fun loss. So last night they played Arkansas and lost by 12, and it was pretty ugly. Things fell apart pretty quickly. Things were very self-inflicted. So the Tigers are going to want to bounce. The Missouri Tigers, are going to want to bounce back from that. And even though LSU won, they're going to want to bounce back from that too. It definitely wasn't their best game, but they were still fortunate enough to get away with a win in that one.
Amie, I got it on my bucket list. One thing to see before I die as far as sports go is a basketball game in Fog. Tell me why I need to do that.
It is one of the most magical places. I'm a Kansas grad, so I'm a little biased in that regard, but there are few places that I can walk into and still get chills, and that's one of them. I missed only a handful of games when I was in college, and I sat on the floor for most games, and there's just something magical about it, to be cliche. They don't make arenas like that anymore. It's just very intimate, or just over 16,000 people in there, and every seat is sold out, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is. Students pack the place. It's a wonderful place to watch a basketball game. I haven't been to another place better, but we will see if I find anything that tops it. Now, I haven't been to Cameron. I haven't been to North Carolina, so I haven't been to some of the most revered places, but I don't know how Allen Fieldhouse wouldn't be better than them.
Amie Just. Amie Just, she covers LSU basketball for NOLA.com, and she's on Twitter at Amie_Just. Appreciate your work. Thanks for the time this morning.
Of course. Thank you.